McIlroy. Thanks for joining us for a few minutes. I heard quite a nice little roar from a group of kids out there as you were making your way into the virtual press conference, which is always a great thing to hear. And I know you've probably seen a lot of this Waste Management Phoenix Open over the years on TV and had a chance to get out and play 9 holes. So just a few thoughts on being here for your first start here.
Yeah, it's good to be in Phoenix finally. As you said, it's first time here, and there's always been whether it's I've been playing in the desert in the Middle East and haven't been able to make it over here. Our schedule just hasn't quite fit. But I was over here anyway, played Torrey Pines, and I've always been told that this course at Scottsdale would be a good fit for my game. So thought I'd try it out this year. So excited to be here, and from what I've seen of the golf course, I like it. I like the fit of it, and looking forward to getting out there and playing it this week. It's going to be good fun.
You're off to a good start because you mentioned Torrey Pines coming off the tied for 16th last week. 4 top 20s and 5 starts so far this season. How just to kind of assess the state of your game so far this season?
Yeah, it's Torrey on Sunday was funny because I got myself into a decent position. And if I had played the last 6 holes in even par, I would have finished second. But I played them in 3 over and finished 16th. So I don't think the 16th really told the whole story of the week. I felt like I played okay. Just a bit of a bad finish on Sunday. But game feels pretty good. Had a decent start to the year over in Abu Dhabi. Saw some good signs last week. It was tough. The greens got real bumpy over the weekend at Torrey. With that rain on Friday. So it was hard. I actually felt like I putted terribly on Sunday, and I ended up gaining 0.7 of a shot on the field. So it sort of just showed how everyone else was sort of struggling with those greens on the weekend too. So, I feel good about my game, and excited to get here this week. The golf course is in mint condition. Greens are perfect. So it'll be nice to play on a golf course and putt on greens that are so good.
Okay, well with that, we'll take a few questions, and just a reminder to everybody on the call, if you do have a question, I see a handful of you have done so, just type in the word question in the chat, and we'll do our best to get to everybody. We'll start with Colin Harmon. Colin, go ahead.
Hey Rory, good to see you.
Hi there.
I heard you on one say that you're a little nervous to be playing in front of some fans for the first time of the year. What was it like to have some people out there today? And do you see a point in your career where you'll come back here when I guess it's more normal, what we're used to seeing out here?
I think I have to experience a real Phoenix Open at least once in my career. I think that would be, I think it's important to do that. So I'll definitely be back when things are more normal. But yeah, it's it's just nice to have some people around. Play in an atmosphere like that, even in a Wednesday pro-am. To have a few people out following and clapping after shots and stuff. It's quite nice. So I'm excited that there's a few people here this week, and should make it a much better atmosphere than what we've been used to playing in over the last few months.
Okay, we go now to Cameron Morfitt with the PGA Tour. Cameron.
Hi, Rory.
Hey, Cameron.
Just to his question a little bit, can you imagine what it would be like to play 16 with those stands actually full of people and not just pictures of people? Have you watched it enough on TV to sort of get a sense of it, or do you feel like you actually have to experience that?
No, I've played in, I don't know what it's 5 Ryder Cups. I think I've experienced that atmosphere before on a first tee. So, even though this is unique for an individual event, I'm pretty sure I've played under that sort of environment before.
Okay, and then just real quickly, going back to, we're coming up to another Players, which you're defending, sort of. Can you just take me through sort of your most indelible moment from that week, whether it's golf related or pandemic related or whatever just stands out from that week?
This one that was just cancelled.
The players.
So I played Thursday afternoon, and played, got done, and obviously had an early tee time on Friday. And I went to bed long before the tournament had been cancelled or postponed or whatever. So I woke up Friday morning early, hadn't looked at my phone yet, jumped in the shower, got dressed into all my golf stuff, and was about to walk out the door, and I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, guess we're not playing today. So I probably found out a little later than most. I was ready to go play Friday. I was expecting it to be weird, no fans there, but still playing. And then obviously, I looked at my phone and I saw the text message from the tour that the tournament had been cancelled. So then it was just a matter of getting changed back into like casual clothes and going and picking my stuff up at the club and making the 4-hour drive back home to Jupiter.
All right, thank you, Rory.
Thank you.
Okay, we go now to Josh Weinquist at ESPN. Josh.
Hey, Rory, you said earlier that you like seeing fans back, but with only 4,500, is there a point where there's either too few out there? Does that affect how you play, sightlines and whatnot?
Not at all. I think one is better than none. So even in like Abu Dhabi a couple of weeks ago, there was maybe 100 to 200 people out following on the course, and that made a huge difference. It's just a little bit of buzz. It's a little bit of clapping after shots. It doesn't have to be much. I definitely don't think there's too few to make a difference. So 0 isn't great, but if we can get, as you said, 4,500 in this week, and that'll make a huge difference.
And then, kind of a little bit off topic, you played with Bernard Langer in the Masters last year. What was it like playing with him? What did you learn about him, and did he help you at all on the course?
I mean, I think you look at I don't know how old Bernard is. Is he 60? In his 60s, I guess, 65-ish. And the fact that he obviously doesn't hit it a very long way anymore, but he can still get his way around that golf course and make the cut every year and play well. He manages his game so well around there. I think it helped. I think he was like number 1 or 2 in putting that week too, so that helped obviously. But it was cool to see. I mean, just really cool to see. There's so many. I think that's the thing with golf. There's so many different ways to play the game and so many ways to be effective, and that's a prime example of it right there.
One more quick one for you. This is your first time here. Did you not come before because of the crowds like some other guys have?
It's definitely a part of it. I think this year with less fans here, it was certainly a more attractive option in terms of like introducing myself to the tournament. If it's my first time playing, get a feel for how the course is, and if I like it and I love the course, then I would be more willing to come back. And after seeing the golf course, I do love the golf course. I think it suits me really well, and I mean, as I said at the start, I think I need to at least play one and get the real experience.
Thank you.
Okay, we jump now to Dylan DeChair with Golf Magazine. Dylan.
Hey Rory.
Hey Dylan.
See, part of the scrutiny on this Patrick Reed situation in the last week came from social media and posts from his account, from other accounts. I was just wondering, you're someone that used to dive into the fray of social media a bit more than you do now, and I was just wondering, do you ever miss any of being on Twitter, or do you just see it as more trouble than it's worth?
It's way more trouble than it's worth. It's stress and hassle in my life that I just feel like I don't have to deal with. I obviously got dragged into it last week a little bit because of what happened with me on 18 on Saturday, which now it's funny. So what's came to light is, so on 18 we were searching for my ball, what wasn't apparent at the time that was an email was sent to the tour on Monday is my ball was stepped on to be found, but the volunteer didn't tell me that on Saturday. So that's why I took embedded ball relief, because it was an embedded ball, but I didn't know it had been stepped on at the time. So obviously the video came out on Sunday with my ball bouncing and then going in, and at that point I'm like, well, it must have went into its own pitch mark or something, because the ball was obviously plugged. But then it came to light on Monday that a volunteer had stepped on it and hadn't told me, and that's why the ball was embedded. So it's funny, I went to bed Sunday night sort of questioning whether I'd done the right thing after seeing the video. And then it's so weird, the tour got an email on Monday from a volunteer saying that he didn't tell me at the time and he should have, but he stepped on the ball to find it. And that's why I guess at the end of the day, I almost took wrong relief, because I should have taken relief for a stepped on ball, which means you could place it instead of drop it. But at the time I didn't have that information, but I at least felt better about my actions, knowing that I did the right thing, that I actually did take relief for a ball that was embedded or stepped on. So it's sort of nice that came to light, because I was sort of questioning myself on Sunday a little bit, but it's funny how these things sort of all work out at the end.
It's funny, did you start questioning like whether what you had thought you had seen
was
what you actually saw?
Yeah, pretty much. Did I do the right thing? Did I play by the rules? Did I see something that wasn't there? Yeah, it was a bit of a rough Sunday night. I just started to doubt myself a little bit, which is not like me. But I was convinced that it was an embedded ball, and then it's funny, the tour got an email on Monday that it had been stepped on, and the volunteer I think the volunteer said something like, "I'm so sorry that Roy's been dragged into this whole scenario," but I didn't tell him on Saturday that I actually stood on his ball to find it. So yeah, there you go.
Fascinating. Thanks, Rory.
Thanks.
Okay, we jump down to Jason Sobel. Jason.
I really wondering if you could take us through, first of all, sort of your decision-making process to plan this event for the first time, and secondly, do you think it's something that could sort of recharge your batteries, re-energize you? You haven't won now in 15 months, and maybe it takes a place that you don't know as well to sort of refocus you a little bit.
Yeah, so I think one of the big things I use a statistics analysis that TaylorMade, who's basically been telling me for about 5 years to play this tournament. He goes, all the stats, all the analysis suggest that this is like such a perfect setup for you. And I just, because of schedule and a few other things, I just haven't played it. So I guess one of the reasons was that, the stats suggest that the way I play the game, and as far as I hit it off the tee and the strengths of my game, should suit this golf course. And then I was already over here. I played Torrey Pines. Obviously, having this tournament without the 300,000 fans or whatever it is that is here, that made it, again, as I said at the start, made it a little more attractive, at least for a first time experience at this place. So those are really the two factors that went into me playing here, and the fact I was in the area basically. And yeah, I mean, look, I haven't won in 15 months, but I think I've played good enough golf to win or to at least challenge, which I have done a few times. And yeah, look, as you said, it could take something like a new venue this week or a re-energizing with a few fans here that gets me over the line. But there's a lot that goes into winning golf tournaments. 72 holes is an awful lot of golf, and you got, the most important thing for me right now is at least putting myself in a position. And I've sort of put myself into a position the last couple of weeks, and I need to do the same thing again this week.
Thanks, Rory.
Thank you.
Okay, we jump over to Mark McLean with CBS 5. Mark. Mark, you there? You on mute? Going once, going twice. All right, we'll keep moving. We'll jump to Adam Schupak. Adam, go ahead.
Adam, you're on mute.
Thank you. Sorry.
No worries.
You mentioned that the volunteer felt bad for dragging you in. I'm just wondering how you felt about being dragged into the situation by Patrick Reed, and if you've had any conversations with him already.
I'm not sure it was Patrick. Could have been someone from the Reed family, but I don't think it was Patrick.
Okay. And then also, I saw you out there talking with Commissioner Monahan, walking the fairway a little bit, and you're up as one of the people running to be the head of the pack. I'm just curious why that's something that interests you.
I think it's important to me. I feel like I've been on tour long enough now that I sort of know the ins and the outs of the goings on of day-to-day tour life and the business of the tour. And I think I have some pretty good ideas, and I think with this new strategic alliance with the European Tour, being, knowing those guys as I do, being close with, the leadership of the PGA Tour over here, I think I could help in some ways. I think I could facilitate some things, and if I am elected, I'd be very honored to do the job, and it's something that I feel quite passionately about. So hopefully people see that and they vote for me, and it would be, as I said, it would be an honor to represent the players on the advisory board.
And one last, do you see this tournament in any way being able to help you in your preparation for the Masters and other majors this year?
Not really. The majors are so far away. I'm focused on this week and trying to get keep the parts of my game that are strong, keep those going, and try to just chip away at some of the maybe some of the weaknesses that I've shown over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, it's all just about trying to get a little better each week and put yourself in position to win golf tournaments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got time for just two more questions. We'll go to Bernie McGuire and then close with Steve DiNucleo. Bernie, go ahead.
Hi, Rose. Good to see you again.
Hi, Bernie.
We've been on interviews all day in Saudi Arabia about you know what. But listen, can I ask you, you played with Adam Scott last week over at Corey Pines.
I did.
Did you know he was using this $700 auto shaft?
Bernie, don't get me started about this shaft. All I heard about at Christmas dinner from my dad was this Autoflex golf shaft, because everyone at Seminole is using this shaft, and all I heard at Christmas dinner was my dad saying, "Can you get me one of these? Everyone's hitting it 20 yards longer." I swear, it's all I heard about. So first thing I said to Scotty when I saw him last week, I said, all I heard about at Christmas dinner was this golf shaft. So it was pretty funny that I got to play with him on Sunday. But yeah, I think I've hit it, I've tried it, it's different. Like I tried one of the members at Seminoles, and I didn't have the stiffest one, like the one that Adam plays, but it just felt so, I felt if I swung hard at it that I was going to break it. I honestly felt like it was going to snap. So, but he definitely gained some speed with it. I mean, Adam was hitting it a long way on Sunday.
Yeah. Listen, just one quick question, and more of a Scottish flavour, having been over in Abu Dhabi a couple of weeks ago. Did you come up against Robert McIntyre yet? I'm just wondering what your thoughts were, because everybody's, Paul Casey has been commenting, and Cyril Hatton's been commenting as well. And just wondering, him as a prospect now inside the top 50 in only 50 events, and also maybe September making his way to Wisconsin.
Yeah, like Bob's a great player. I got to play with him last year at the Scottish Open, I think. I think it's a huge milestone in anyone's career to crack the top 50. Obviously, it was a bit of a consolation for him last week. I'm sure he would have rather won the tournament in Dubai, but you get into the top 50. I remember when I got into the top 50, and it's a big deal. It's a big deal. You get into all the majors, the WGCs. You feel it's a different level to the game, I guess. So, look, he's obviously Ryder Cup points starting again. He's made a good start, and he just gotta. I think with all these guys, especially guys that haven't played a Ryder Cup before, like you just have to not let it get into your head. Just go and play, try to do well. Those Ryder Cup points will take care of themselves, and if you play well enough, you'll make the team.
Great, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Cheers, Rory.
Okay, and final question goes to Steve DiMeglio, USA Today. Steve, take it away and bring it home.
Hey Rory, off topic, working on a bunch of stories on DJ going into the Masters, and on Sunday of this past Masters, one of your final questions, you told us he's smarter than you think, he's switched on, more so than he lets on. I'll just put it that way. Can you expand on what people are missing about DJ's IQ and basically how DJ goes about his business mentally, and what led you to say what you said?
I think sometimes in the media and in the sort of public, DJ gets a bit of a bad rap for just being, not, I don't know what the word is, but he just, his golfing IQ is through the roof, and when he wants to engage with you and he wants to have a proper conversation about whatever topic it is, he can have it. He just, he just would rather not have it with you guys, and that's basically what it is. He saves that for his inner circle and the people that he trusts and the people that he likes, and just because he doesn't give you guys the greatest interviews doesn't mean that he isn't there. You know what I mean? And I think some people's personalities are to be standoffish and just give a little bit of themselves to the media, and I think that's what he does. But whenever you're friends with him and you spend a lot of time with him, he's much more engaging than a lot of people think.
And can you just say, why is his IQ off the charts in golf?
He manages his game so well. You think about it. He came out on tour, and he hit a big draw. He hit a rope hook for the first couple of years he was on tour, and he's completely changed his game as he's been out here. He hits cuts all the time. I mean, he can still turn it over sometimes if he wants to, but he's completely changed his game to have more control. And you look at what's happened since. I mean, since he started hitting that little cut shot, he's won 2 majors. He's been number 1 in the world. He's won a FedEx Cup. He's he's basically done everything there is to do in the game, and he's done that by basically changing his game after turning pro, and that's it. I mean, that's a huge compliment. Not a lot of people could do that.
Thank you very much, Rory.
Okay, well, Roy, we're glad you're here. We appreciate your time.
Can't believe no one asked me an equipment question.
Well, we can open back up the mics again if you
Sure, I'd be here all day for that.
Rory, how come your dad can't find his own shaft?
He can. I think it's just the access that he's struggling with. Okay. So it's more that I think the equipment companies have a little better access to them.
Rory, what did you think? What was your
Thank you, Adam. Thank you.
What was your take on the equipment?
So I think the authorities, or the R&A and the USJ, are looking at the game of golf through such a tiny little lens that what they're trying to do is change something that pertains to 0.1% of the golfing community. 99.9% of people that play this game play it for enjoyment. They play it for entertainment. They don't need to be told what ball to use or clubs to use. I mean, we have to make the game as easy and as approachable as possible for the majority of golfers. So I think this Distance Insights report it's been a huge waste of time and a huge waste of money, because that money that it's cost to do this report could have been way better distributed to getting people into the game, introducing younger kids to the game, introducing minorities to the game. I heard Mike Davis say something about, we're trying to protect the game for the next 100 years. This isn't how you do it. This is not by doing this. It's so small and so inconsequential compared to the other things that are happening in the game. It's the grassroots. It's getting more people engaged in golf. That's where they should be spending their money, not spending it on the Distance Insights report. Thank you for asking the question.
Would you accept Any interviews happening today?
What's that?
Rory, should there be a situation, Rory, where the professionals play by different or local rules?
So
Does that work? You for that?
yeah, so I would be all for that. If they want to try to make the game more difficult for us or more try to incorporate more skill to the game, yeah, I would be all for that, because I think it only benefits the better player, which I feel like I am. So, but it's just not and I think maybe they said that in terms of like local rules and maybe some sort of bifurcation, but we are such a tiny portion of golf. Like, golf is way bigger than the professional game. Golf is like we're such a tiny part of it. It's the other stuff that really matters, and that's the stuff they need to concentrate on.
Thank you. That was worthwhile.
Okay. All right. Well, Roy, we will let you go. We do appreciate your time and chiming in on that as well.
Thank you. I'm glad someone asked me.
Thank you. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Giving you the night off.